Hi everyone, so I'm finally going to get around to doing the Wave 10 stuff that we found out yesterday. So I'm just going to bring up some pictures, talk through what we can see and all that kind of stuff. I've basically managed to read a little bit, zoom in on some pictures, stuff like that. So I'll give you the most up-to-date information I've currently found. So first ship we're going to look at is the Kylo Ren shuttle, so the Upsilon class shuttle. So yeah, it is 4 hit point. Sorry, let's bring it across so I can actually look at the camera while I'm talking about it. Ever professional. So the only one we can see is Kylo Ren's card, and that is 34 points for a Pilot Skill 6 Upsilon class shuttle powered by Kylo Ren. Obviously a unique pilot, has 4 attacks on this shuttle, 1 agility, 6 hull and 6 shields, so it's a good deal more rugged than the Lambda class shuttle. Has an extra attack built in, so it's going to be interesting. Just still don't know what the dial is yet. We know that the 2 bank is green, so we can see that. Wrong hand, Chris, wrong hand. There we go. Yeah, dial stuff, things. So the 2 bank is green. It also looks like it has the coordinate action here. Down a bit. The coordinate action from Epic, so it has an epic action built in. It also looks to have the elite pilot talent for Kylo, the sensor slot, 2 crew slots and 2 tech slots. As you can see, there's a lot of tech. Just gonna move myself down to the bottom. There. Yeah, so there's a lot of tech in this ship. Let's see, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 that we can see, plus we don't know what some of these other cards are. But yeah, so bring up the other images from this pack as well. So we talk about condition cards. It's a new concept we seem to have added in for Wave 10. So condition cards are cards assigned by ships and upgrade cards that represent persistent game effects. A condition card is not in play until a game effect assigns it to a ship. When a condition card is assigned, its text immediately resolves. After a ship is assigned a condition card, assign the associated condition token to a ship as a reminder of the card's ongoing effect. That token is removed when the condition is removed. A condition that has been removed can be assigned again. Unique conditions. If one of your conditions is already in play and one of your effects calls for it to be assigned again, remove the condition from the original ship and assign it to a new ship. So it's kind of somewhere in between just an ability that triggers and like ion stuff. Yeah, like an ion before it's managed to resolve, things like that. So you're applying the stuff. So Kylo Ren has the I'll show you a dark side condition. Incidentally, it looks like it assigns it on his ship as well. It looks to read something like, when you've been hit, you deal the I'll show you a dark side condition to the attacker. Yeah, I'll show you a dark side. Yeah, I'm sure that's what the third line says. and then his crew ability as well is that as an action it can just assign a condition. So then I will show you a dark side. Seems a little bit underwhelming in my opinion, but we'll read it. When this card is dealt, if it is not already assigned to a ship, the player who dealt it searches the damage deck for one damage card with a pilot trait and may place it face up on this card. Then shuffle the damage deck. When you suffer critical damage from an attack, the player who dealt this card may instead deal the chosen damage card to you face up. So the first time you assign it, you go through the deck and pick out a pilot crit. So probably blinded pilot, pilot skill 0. There's one that assigns a stress as well as a pilot one, stuff like that. Put it on this card, and then if you get a crit through, you can choose to apply that one instead of the one that were dealt. Do you get to see one that's dealt? No, so you don't. The player who dealt this card may instead choose to deal this card to you face up. Yeah, so you don't even get to see the crit that they would have got and then choose between the two of them. So I can't. 3 points for Kylo Ren is just absurd. In my mind, that's just silly. You're never gonna see him. That's terrible. 3 points to waste your action. I don't know, unless there's some pilot crit you really, really want, but then you still got to get with critical damage through. So we're gonna move on from there. I mean, maybe you'll see him on the shuttle for the pilot skill for as a pilot, but 3 points for that crew. I don't rate that at all. Okay, the next ship is the Rebel TIE Fighter. So we have Sabine's TIE from a Rebels TV show. We can see it comes with a condition again. Don't know what it is. It comes with veteran instincts. Some EMP something, which has probably an ion effect, given that there are 5 ion tokens in this TIE Fighter pack. So unless some of these, whatever these two are, there's 5 ion tokens. Oh, damn it. I swear I've been doing these videos for ages, and every time I sit down to do it, I just start yawning. I feel bad. Anyway, yeah, so these ion tokens, I bet a decent amount of money that they tie into EMP thing here. Then we have the only other card we can see that we spoiled is Sabine's Masterpiece. So TIE Fighter only, Rebel only, your upgrade bar gains crew and illicit slots. That's why you get a crew and an illicit in the pack. So we've got Sabine in there, who has the same ability as she does in the attack shuttle. So before revealing your dial, you can do a barrel roll or a boost. We have Ahsoka Tano, because that's the other insert that we can see. Pilot skill 7. We don't know what points cost or what her ability is. It's at the U, and then that's all you can really make out. So The highest pilot's going to pack is Ahsoka at 7. So she's hopefully going to be good. No idea. I want her to be good because it's Ahsoka and she's awesome. Then we've got Cap here, which probably ties into a crew slot here. So both unique. Don't really know what that one could be. And then we have Zeb, and it's got a crit symbol on the card, so we can assume that he's got the same ability as he does in the attack shuttle. Because Sabine's got the same ability she has in the attack shuttle, so we're guessing that it's when you cancel damage, you can cancel crits before hits. Would make sense. Would make his ability much more useful than it is on the attack shuttle. I think Sabine looks like she's coming in at 15 points for a power skill 5. So Black Squadron is 14 points for power skill 4. So you're gaining your pilot ability and a jumping pilot skill for 1 point. Seems like decent value to me. You've still got the EPT as well. So it feels like it's costed pretty competitively. Don't know how much value you'll get. I enjoy Sabine's ability on the attack shuttle, and it's only more versatile on the TIE fighter. So hopefully that'll be good fun. And the last one from wave 10 is the Quadjumper. So we have a power skill 1, Jakku something, so that'll be a generic. Power skill 5, power skill 7, and then what's his name? Uncarplut, that's the one. Uncarplut. Is the power skill 3, so he's his second level pilot and comes in at 17 points. So going off that, you've got to assume that power skill 1 is cheaper, so 15 or 16 points. With that much of a jump in pilot skill, I'd guess that it's at least going to be 2 points less than the 17. It has 2 attacks, 2 agility, 5 hull and no shields. It has a crew slot, bomb slot, a tech slot on a scum ship for the first time, and the illicit slot. So that's pretty cool. It has the condition tokens, and you have the Uncarplut crew card, the third one in from the right. So this reads, where has he gone? After executing a maneuver, after executing a maneuver that causes you to overlap a ship, you may perform one free action. You may suffer 1 damage to perform 1 free action. That's right. Yeah. So he seems pretty good again. It's all about ramming people and getting to do stuff, especially when you consider that there's this tractor something. It's not the tractor beam, and it's an action, and there's a lot of tractor beam tokens in the pack. So putting 2 and 2 together, I'd probably take damage to get a guaranteed tractor beam token on somebody. Thermal detonators in the pack as well. The other thing about this ship that the article mentioned is obviously that it introduces a new maneuver to the game, and it says that it has 6 speed 1 maneuvers. So if you look at the third card in, you've got Tractor Beam, Secnor Swoop, and then this one here, so Rev. So the speculation is that this is going to be a reverse maneuver. So if you think about the 6 maneuvers that we say it's got, you're looking at the 1 forward, 1 bank, is 3 of them. So then it's either going to have hard ones and a reverse, or be able to reverse in weird angles probably. So that's interesting. It means you can deploy it facing off a table and not lose turn 1. I don't know, it's going to be weird to see if it can start into a fight, especially with a bomb SWAT as well. It'll be interesting to know if the bomb still goes out of the back when you're reversing, or if it goes out of the front in that case. Yeah. The other thing that I've made notes on was the pilot ability for Ngapwat. So at the end of the activation phase, you must assign a tractor beam token to each ship you are touching. So that makes sense. It matches up with the mass amount of ion tokens in the Rebel TIE Fighter, a massive amount of tractor beam tokens in this one. So in between this and what I'm guessing is the action to place a token on him, you've got some good scum control coming in here. The other one that we can see is the actual Escort to Settle card, and that is during setup, before the player's forces step, choose one enemy ship and deal a debt to pay condition card to it. Yeah. So then we've got this one here, what it looks like. It has when attacking or defending against a ship with a score to settle. Sorry guys, I'll just ask. My notes are a bit shoddy on this one. Yeah. A debt to pay. Yeah, sorry. I wondered why I couldn't read anymore. That's what I wanted. Sorry. Yeah, so you deal a debt to pay is a condition to a card that gets dealt. That's weird having the 2 different names. When attacking or defending against a ship with a score to settle. Sorry, yeah. When attacking a ship with a score to settle. No. Right, so this card is a score to settle. It deals a debt to pay, which we're assuming is this one. And then it says, when attacking a ship with a debt to pay condition card, you may change one eyeball result to a crit result. God, that was hard work. Then there is text on the condition card as well. When and that's got the eyeball in it. So yeah, it looks weird. I don't know. It looks like it's an Agent Callus for 0 points. I don't know. It's an EPT, so it lets you throw it onto maybe like a Fenrir, maybe. It's weird. I'll have to wait until we get the actual other part of the condition to see what the text is on that card, but it's pretty interesting. So in between having weird backwards maneuvers with this reverse, we've got conditions, we've got modification. Yeah. What else can we see? We've got young output card. We've got an illicit here. This tractor thing looks like it's a modification. So, well, maybe a title. No, titles have a symbol, don't they? Yeah. Do titles have a symbol? I can't remember anymore. No, they don't have a symbol. God, this has been a struggle. So, back on topic, waffling on innately. Get rid of Ungaput's pretty face. So it's got a 2 bank, what we're assuming is backwards manoeuvres at speed 1 at the very least. It's got Segnar's whoop, we're assuming. It comes with thermal detonator, 2 different crew. So this one is B something. And a weird elite pilot talent that I couldn't quite make out. So, what do we think about the fact that we're going down to 1 ship for each faction? I'm happy. I feel like the game's starting to run away with itself and get full anyway. So I don't see any harm in going down the number of ships that we're getting. Rebel faction, I've seen it on the net, the eliminations for the Rebels only getting a TIE fighter. We don't know enough about this yet. If that EMP thing is just going around assigning ion tokens left, right and centre, maybe, well, I suppose it's an illicit, so that Scum would put it on Z, so that wouldn't really help them. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really argue for this ship suddenly fixing Rebels and bringing them back into top tables. What about Imperials? My opinions differed slightly. A lot of people I've spoken to are really excited about the shuttle. I know people have wanted Kylo Ren's shuttle since the Force Awakens core set was announced. I'm underwhelmed by Kylo Ren's ability. Let's have a look. Yes. That's one I didn't talk about that we can see. Yeah, I'm underwhelmed by Kylo's ability, but we can see the shuttle title. How was it if my shoulder was covering it up? I know I should have hidden behind the picture. Yeah, so Kylo Ren shuttle, At the end of the combat phase, choose an unstressed enemy ship at range 1 to 2. Its owner must assign a stress token to it, or assign a stress token to another ship at range 1 to 2 of you that the player controls. So a lot of words to say that your opponent picks an enemy ship. Again, the wording on these are terrible. That condition card and now this one. So at the end of the combat phase, choose an unstressed enemy ship at range 1 to 2. So you look at your opponent's ships that don't have stress, pick one of them. Then your opponent just picks whichever one he wants, ignoring the fact that you've picked one, and puts a stress on it. Okay, so seems fine. A lot of words to say that I don't know why we did it that way. And that is 2 points. So I would take Kylo up to 36 points, and I can't see you running Palpatine on that as well. This does not feel like a platform for Palpatine. In fact, I'd say that hopefully, if the Pilot Skill 2 one's coming in cheap enough that it can come in below Palpatine, having that coordinate action and then this title as well gives a good amount of control that might make it compete. But I don't know. Maybe this could, if it sits around the 29 point mark, like a pulp shuttle would, maybe running this with some defenders could be a viable list, because the defenders don't really need Palpatine to make it work in the Pulp Aces list. I'm not sure. Until we see the dial, I suppose. This is another one that's got a 2 green bank, so looks like it can move. It's got ion projectors and then a crap ton of tech. And yeah, hopefully it's got a solid dial. If it's got the same dial as the shuttle, I'll probably just take a Lambda with Palpatine, which is how I feel about a lot of stuff when I make Imperial lists anyway. And the scum. I feel like the Quadjumper is another attempt at the scum support ship. Kind of like a Rebel Hawk. The Scum Hawk. It's doing just straight up control elements. Pardon me. Yeah, so when you bring into account the slicer tools that we've had announced, controlling stuff with stress, I forgot her name now, the girl out of the Shadow Caster, Kentsu, doing all the tractor beam manipulation and stuff, and Ventress. I feel like Scum are getting a really viable control playstyle now, so that'll be interesting. We'll see. I'm looking forward to reading more about this. I think FFG said in the article they're looking at Q4, so that gives us October, November, December for Q4. I'd probably guess at they'll be doing their damnedest to get this stuff out before Christmas, because it makes good sense to me. But we'll see. Yeah, nothing's massively screaming at me at the minute. I'm still wanting to try and get my head around wave 9. So between that, Heroes of Resistance still to drop, now wave 10. We've got a lot coming, so it'll be interesting. I think Quadjumper is weird and is going to have a lot of potential for list building. Could completely, I'm not saying it will shift the meta, but completely could change how Scum go about making the lists. Then this bad boy looks really, really terrifying. It looks like a sweet model. Hopefully those wings move like we do in the film. And I know we've got mover ones on the Lambda, so I'm hoping they move, because it's probably going to get broken if it's actually fixed like that. If it's got anything like a dial and 4 native attack dice, it's going to be a beast of a ship. Whether it'll replace Palpatine or not, because I honestly think that it's getting on the expensive side if you want to put Palpatine on it. So we'll see. But I mean, I don't know how I feel about a condition card yet. I'll have to see them in play. Also, it looks like we have a General Hux condition. Yes, that's General Hux. Just above Kylo Ren's condition total token. Yeah, that makes sense. That looks like General next to Kylo Ren Shuttle. Yeah, so there we go. We've got a General Hux condition as well. Yeah, it'll be good. I'm sure it's a new ship. I'm sure the mouse won't let it be terrible. I'm going to wrap it there. I'm just waffling now, I think. There's not much more to say. These articles I felt were a little bit sparse on actual information. Normally the way it goes with the actual wave reveals, so the sooner we bring out the teasers the better. Thank you and see you later.